Hello cupcakes, it's Maive. Welcome back to my channel for another polymer clay tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how I made miniature eclairs from polymer clay for your miniature bakeries or to turn into fun jewelry. The clay I'm using is Primo by Sculpey, and I mixed yellow, white and translucent until I had a color I liked. Then I rolled the clay into a snake and cut lots of pieces to make the eclairs. Next I roll them into balls and then into a rectangle, keeping the ends round and a little higher than the middle. I thought of two ways of making the eclairs, and one is texturing the clay first and then applying the colour. So with this one I used a small dotting tool and a needle to create a line where the eclair would naturally expand while baking and to define the shape as well. You don't need to worry about texturing the top if you're going to apply icing, but you can use the needle to add some details here and there if you want. Then I used a toothbrush to texture the entire eclair and to soften the lines a bit. To make the eclair look baked, I used soft pastels and I used a set of earth tones by Royal and Langnickel, but you can use any other brand that makes those sorts of colours. You can also mix colours together to get different ones. The second way I thought of was to shape the clay into an eclair first and to apply the colour straight after. I applied it all over as they tend to be quite uniform in colour, and once I'd done that I used a toothbrush to texture it. Then you can go in with a needle to add more detail and to create that line all around the eclair. I held the needle downwards when doing this to create tiny lines where the dough would have expanded in a real eclair. Some eclairs don't even have that line, so it's up to you how much detail you want to add. Next I applied some icing on them, and I do have a tutorial on how I make polymer clay icing, so you can find it in the top right corner of this video or in the description. Once I've added all the icing, I baked them for 10 minutes. Once they were baked and cool, I added a drizzle and baked them again for 20 minutes. To add a little colour to my miniature bakery, I made 5 eclairs in the colours of the rainbow and decorated them with nail caviar, but you can make them in any flavour and decorate them however you like. To make the eclairs filled with cream, I made them exactly as before, only I cut a slit on the front and opened the eclair a bit like a hot dog bun, but you can cut it all the way through if you prefer. I textured the inside with a needle and baked them for 10 minutes so I could add the cream without deforming them. I sculpted the piped cream dollop by dollop and I used fine-ended tools for that. When the eclairs were baked and cool, I sprayed a little fimo liquid inside the eclair and then added the bits of cream and finished shaping them there. You can also add the pieces of white clay directly in the eclair and sculpt the cream there, which will also make the clay stay put a bit better. Once I've added all the cream, I baked the eclairs for 10 minutes. Once they were out of the oven and cool, I spread chocolate icing on them and baked them for another 20 minutes. Once all my eclairs were baked and cool, I glazed the icing with gloss varnish. I applied a tiny amount of matte varnish on the eclairs but dabbed all the excess away with my finger because I didn't want them to have any shine to them. I'd like to remind you that when glazing polymer clay, the clay needs to be completely cool and the glaze needs to be water-based. If you like this tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Maive and I make videos like this every week, so go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any. Thank you all so much for watching, have a crafty weekend and I'll see you all next time. Bye, ciao ciao!